Welcome! Today we will be discussing the 6 steps for effective decision making. But first, why are we talking about how to make effective decisions? The decisions you make in your everyday life can impact your life negatively or positively, and this is why we should strive to make effective decisions in our lives. Starting with step number 1, clearly define the problem. As an example for formulating a good decision, we need to find first what is the problem we're going to be using that decision for. Like for example, if you already completed high school, consider what am I going to do after college, university, or training program? Am I going to meet new people? Further my education in general? Formulate decisions and why you're making them in the first place. Step 2. Establish your criteria. To make it easier for you to formulate a decision, the best thing you can do is to eliminate factors that make it blurry to find an effective decision. Begin by identifying the factors that are most important to you as you consider what you will do after high school, for example. Many criteria would be important in making this decision. Which of these listed are most important to you? Are there other criteria that are important to you that aren't listed here? Pick 3, 4, or 5 criteria that are most important to you in making this decision. Step number 3. List your alternatives. Considering the fact that the decision we're making is for what we're going to be doing after high school, consider your options and possibilities. In a nutshell, this step is all about listing the alternatives or other things you could have done aside from that main decision. Once you've done this, you can now move on to step 4. Step 4. Evaluate the alternatives based on your criteria. To do step number 4, simply put your 5 most important criteria across a grid. Using this grid, write down the options or decisions you have and evaluate these and see what criteria these fulfill. But let's say you have more than 5 criterias. That's okay. Simply write down an extra grid at the end. Using this grid, you can now see how many criterias one option fulfills. So for example, the option of working fills the criteria of meeting new people, exploring career options, and gaining exposure. So I'll give this 3 total points, and just do that for the rest of the other options. And that's how you evaluate the alternatives based on your criteria. Now for the most important step. Step number 5, make a decision. After you're done with the first 4 steps, you can now make a clear decision. Reflect and look back on the first 4 steps. What have you learned about that decision? Do you think it's the best decision you can make? Consider all of that first before you jump in and make your final decision. After you're done with the hardest step, you can now move on to step number 6, which is reviewing the decision and learning from it if you can. Reflect back on the decision you made. Was it right? Was it wrong? And if it was wrong, can I learn from it? Let's say I picked working instead of going to college. Maybe working could have helped me gain exposure to working a real job. Or maybe I may have regretted that decision since I should have just used my time for college. It really is up to you. And by reflecting on that decision you've made, it helps you learn more about yourself and what you tend to lean more into. And that is the 6 steps for making effective decisions. I'm Colin Timothy, and I hope you learned from this. Thanks for watching!